Time for hair science. And there's going to be, this part's going to be two segments. The first segment is going to be about the basic structure of a hair strand. And the second segment will be about what makes the science behind what makes hair curly, wavy, and straight. I hope you guys enjoy it. And I'll make sure that I'll have in the description box links to all the resources that I've used, and I'll try to also have it streamed on the screen as I'm talking about it too. So let's go. And like I always say, guys, be true, stay true, be you, and be naturally seen. Ta-da! Alright guys, so now here's the science. The first thing I'm going to go over really quickly is the structure of our hair. And this is a drawing of, at the bottom, arteries. The artery is a really dark line. Above that is the veins. And then we have the hair root, hair follicle, the hair shaft, and the gland sac there that produces natural oil. So it's really important to understand that within the hair root, the arteries supply it with oxygenated blood. And the veins take that depleted oxygen blood back to the heart to get back oxygen. So when you hear ladies talk about circulation, that is what they're talking about. And the arteries feed the hair root, and the hair root is the source of hair growth. So that definitely makes sense. Now, does massaging your scalp and so forth and so on stimulate that circulation? I don't know. This is not what this particular video is about. I can definitely do a separate video about that if you guys want to. Just let me know in the comments below. But basically, the hair root is where new cells are created in that area. As they enlarge and divide, they push up and out, causing the visible hair growth from out of the scalp. Now, the hair shaft is where the old cells are kept that are being pushed out as a result of new hair being grown at the hair root. And lastly, the hair follicle is a tunnel-like segment of the epidermis that extends down into the dermis. I am so proud of myself that I remember that. Okay, the next one is the structure of the hair strand. The hair strand is made up of the cuticle, the medulla, and cortex. So quickly, what are those things that make up our hair strand? The cuticle is the outer layer that's made up of hard, transparent cells that overlap each other like scales. The hair condition is largely determined by the condition of the cuticle, and this is the layer that gives elasticity and resiliency to the hair. So the cuticle is very, very important. The cortex is the middle layer of the hair, is protected by the cuticle, and consists of rope-like protein fibers. If the cuticle becomes damaged, the cortex is exposed, allowing for moisture loss. You know how you hear ladies talk about low and high porosity? This is where that comes into play. And it's also going to cause split ends. Now, the medulla is the core. It's the supporting structure of the strand of hair, and the medulla can be absent or interrupted without actually weakening the hair strand. So the medulla there is just kind of like a straw, basically. It doesn't really have any purpose. So if it's damaged or not even there, and it's really not going to affect the hair much at all. So why is our hair curly? Well, it depends all on genetics, and also the shape of your hair reflects the shape of the molecules of which it is made of. As we know, our hair is made up of keratin molecules, and keratin resembles a long spring. And these keratin springs are wrapped around each other like a rope, and these strands are held together by a strong chemical bond. The cooling of the individual molecules is maintained by weaker hydrogen bonds, and the hydrogen bonds are obviously attracted by water, H2O. So water has 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, so that makes sense. So the individual molecules can change their shape temporarily when wet, and that totally makes sense with wash and go. So just think about it. I'm going to show a cutaway of another picture here of the hair follicle, because like I said, it's dependent on the shape of your hair follicle and your genetics. So Let me go ahead and cut away to that picture. I love facts, and I learned going on popularscience.com, listening to an article, that your genetics makes up between 85 to 95% of how your hair comes out of your head. Basically, the curvature of your strand depends on the nature of the follicle. When the follicle is asymmetrical, the hair that's produced tends to curl. When it's symmetrical, the hair grows straight. So from this cutaway picture, you can see as well. So yeah, it totally makes sense that, you know, that's how our hair is curly, is by genetics and by the way our hair follicle is shaped. Now, how does this all pertain to a wash and go? Well, when you wet your hair becomes extremely curly because of those hydrogen bombs. It's like activated. So when you don't put any product in it to smooth down the cuticle, to seal in that moisture, and to shape that curl while it's in its malleable state, then it's just going to air dry how your curly hair is genetically. Whether you have a curl pattern, kinky, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're given, what God graced you, what your parents passed down to you, that's how your hair will dry. But if you add product, you can somewhat manipulate it temporarily while it's wet, while you put a lot of product in it, because you're basically trying to manipulate that cuticle to stay closed and to keep that temporary shape while your hair is wet when it's really, really curly and malleable. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's all genetic, guys. So the next clip here, oh Lord help me, I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hair and put no product in it and let it dry by itself to experience a true wash and go. Let's go. So this is the true wash and go. Rewind to the beginning part of my video. I did the basic wash routine like I did when I added product to my hair. This is my hair. No shea butter, no olive oil, no coconut oil, no As I Am moisturizer, none of my TGIN moisturizer. So this is like my curls right out of the shower. As you can see, I definitely have a lot more curl definition and no gel, obviously, when I have products in my hair, because it's smoothing out my cuticle. And this is just how my hair grows out of my head. Impromptu link check. Yeah. But anyway, what do you guys think? It's not dry. It's still soaking wet. It kind of feels nice without any product in it. It feels nice and big and flowy, because usually when I use product, it's like so closer to my scalp, and I have thin, fine hair, and I'm always fighting that. This is so cool, but it's still wet. So this is not 100% dry. And you know what? It's late at night. I probably won't be able to record that clip. So if you are interested to see how this turned out 100% dry, I will have pictures in my next video next week. And that video is going to be all about growing your hair and trimming your hair. So definitely check me out. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe now. I do upload videos once a week, every Friday. I try to get them uploaded by 8 o'clock in the morning. But if not by 8, it definitely will be Friday. So check me out next week, guys, for my hair growth trimming video. And like I always say, be you, stay true, and be naturally seen. Bye. And my face is shiny because I have a really nice moisturizer on. This winter is kicking my butt on my skin. My skin is so freaking dry.